Experienced New York assault lawyer, Lebedin Kofman LLP. In New York, assault laws are designed to address and penalize acts of intentional harm or threats of violence against others. For individuals facing assault charges, comprehending the legal nuances is not merely academic. It's a critical factor that can affect the rest of their lives. Seasoned NY criminal defense attorney Russ Kofman discusses the definition of assault under New York law. Under New York penal law, assault occurs when an individual intentionally or recklessly causes physical injury to another person. In simpler terms, there must be a physical act that results in injury for an assault to have taken place according to New York law. By contrast, some other states have a broader definition of assault that can include the mere threat of bodily harm. In these jurisdictions, an individual can be charged with assault even if there is no physical contact, as long as there is a credible and immediate threat that puts someone in fear of impending violence. Degrees of assault charges in New York. Assault in the third degree, NYPL Section 120.00. This is the least severe assault charge and involves intentionally causing physical injury to another person, or recklessly causing physical injury, or causing injury through criminal negligence with a weapon. Considered a Class A misdemeanor, it can result in up to 1 year in jail, probation, fines, and restitution. Assault in the second degree, NYPL Section 120.05. This charge involves intentional serious physical injury to another person or assaulting a police officer or a protected individual. It may also involve using a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument during the assault. Second-degree assault is a Class D felony which can lead to a prison sentence ranging from 2 to 7 years, along with potential fines and restitution. Assault in the first degree, NYPL Section 120.10. This is the most serious form of assault and involves causing serious physical injury to another person with intent and by means of a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. First-degree assault is a Class B felony. The sentence can span from 5 to 25 years in prison. The role of intent in assault cases. To convict someone of assault, prosecutors must typically prove that the defendant had the intention to cause physical harm to the victim. Differences between assault and battery in New York. In many jurisdictions, assault refers to the threat or attempt to injure, while battery refers to the actual physical contact and harm. In New York, however, the term battery is not commonly used in the legal system. The Penal Code addresses various acts of physical harm under the umbrella of assault charges as defined above. Types of assault cases handled. Domestic assault and family violence. In New York, there isn't a separate criminal offense specifically called domestic violence. Instead, acts that would be considered domestic violence are prosecuted under existing criminal statutes, including various degrees of assault, stalking, menacing, and strangulation, among others. Assault with a deadly weapon. Assault with a deadly weapon is a more serious offense that involves attacking another person with an object capable of causing serious physical injury or death. Predatory sexual assault. It involves committing a first-degree rape, criminal sexual act, aggravated sexual abuse, or forcible touching against another person, and is often characterized by the use of physical force, the threat of force, or the incapacity of the victim. Vehicular assault and aggravated vehicular assault. Vehicular assault involves causing serious physical injury to another person as a result of driving a vehicle while intoxicated or impaired by drugs. Reckless assault. Reckless assault in New York refers to cases where the perpetrator recklessly engages in conduct that creates a grave risk of serious physical injury to another person. This type of assault often does not involve intent to cause harm but rather a disregard for the substantial risk of such harm occurring. Consequences of an assault conviction in New York. The repercussions of being found guilty of an assault charge in New York can be severe and multifaceted, with potential sentences including imprisonment, monetary fines, and probation. The specific penalties are heavily influenced by two main factors: the degree of the offense and the defendant's criminal history. Defense strategies in assault cases. The specific approach will depend on the circumstances of the case, but there are several common defenses that can potentially be used to mitigate the charges or even lead to an acquittal. Self-defense or defense of others. Under New York law, a person may use reasonable force to protect themselves or someone else from imminent physical harm. However, the force used must be proportional to the threat faced. Lack of intent or mistaken identity. New York assault laws require that the prosecution prove intent to cause injury for a conviction in many assault cases. If the defendant did not have the intent to harm, or if the harm was accidental, this could be a solid defense. Insufficient evidence and disproving allegations. A defendant can argue that the prosecution has insufficient evidence to prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Negotiating plea deals. When facing assault charges, sometimes the evidence against a defendant may be strong, or there may be other factors that make a full acquittal unlikely. In such cases, the defense strategy may involve negotiating a plea deal with the prosecution. Consequences of assault convictions. Long-term implications of an assault conviction. A criminal record can impact employment opportunities, as many employers conduct background checks. It can also affect housing prospects, with landlords often reluctant to rent to individuals with violent criminal histories. Additionally, an assault conviction may result in the loss of certain professional licenses, immigration consequences for non-citizens, and the forfeiture of certain civil rights, like voting or owning firearms. Probation and parole considerations. Probation is a common alternative to incarceration for those convicted of assault, particularly for lower-degree offenses or first-time offenders. Parole, on the other hand, is the supervised release of a prisoner before the completion of their maximum sentence. Special considerations in New York assault law. Assault involving public servants or officials. If a person is convicted of assaulting a public servant while they are performing their official duties, the offense is often elevated to a higher degree of assault, which carries stiffer penalties. Hate crimes and assault based on discrimination. New York law recognizes hate crimes as distinct offenses where the perpetrator targets a victim due to their perceived or actual race, color, national origin, ancestry, gender, religion, religious practice, age, disability, or sexual orientation. When an assault is determined to be a hate crime, it is subject to enhanced sentencing guidelines. Assault involving minors or vulnerable adults. Assaults involving minors or individuals who are considered vulnerable due to age, disability, or other factors are also subject to special considerations under New York law. Such cases are treated with additional severity, and the law provides for greater protection of these individuals. Impact of prior convictions on current charges. In New York, individuals with previous convictions, particularly for violent crimes, may face enhanced penalties under the state's habitual offender laws. The law aims to impose more severe punishment on repeat offenders in an effort to deter future criminal activity. How working with a seasoned New York assault attorney can help. A skilled attorney is indispensable for those charged with assault in New York. They play a multifaceted role that combines legal acumen with negotiation skills and compassionate client support, all aimed at securing the most favorable result while minimizing the negative impact on the client's life. Tailored legal strategies from top-rated assault attorneys at Lebedin Kofman LLP. The legal terrain of New York's assault laws can be intricate and intimidating. If you're facing assault charges, grasping these laws isn't just helpful, it's critical for your defense and future well-being. Lebedin Kofman LLP offers a team of knowledgeable assault lawyers who are familiar with the challenges you're up against. Our approach is straightforward and diligent, aimed at clarifying the legal process for you while vigorously defending your rights. Facing assault charges is a serious matter, and you deserve a team that treats your case with the seriousness it warrants. Reach out to Lebedin Kofman LLP today at 646-663-4430. Our capable assault lawyers are prepared to stand by your side and advocate on your behalf. Let's get started on your defense today and take a step toward protecting your future.